Hi, my name is Mark Malore. I'm a Cornell alumni, and I'm here a principal at the Malore Law Firm. I want to speak with you today primarily about foreclosure litigation. Here at the Malore Law Firm, we deal with real estate construction and foreclosure litigation and foreclosing on property. So I wanted to give you some words of wisdom when it comes to foreclosure, so you don't end up like some clients I had recently, actually in the last month here in Riverside, that were wanting to foreclose on an industrial piece of property and were enjoined by the court for doing so. Because why? Why? Because they didn't file the proper statutory steps in foreclosing on a piece of property that are required. What does that mean exactly? Well, in California we have both a judicial and non-judicial foreclosure process. 98% of all foreclosures are done non-judicially because it's more expedient, less costly, and because there's no one-year right of redemption for the property owner after judicial foreclosure. And also, if the property owner isn't paying the mortgage, they probably don't have the ability to pay you for a deficiency judgment in a judicial foreclosure sale, which is really the primary reason why you'd want to do judicial foreclosure. So what's involved in a non-judicial foreclosure? Well, you have to, after a default in payment, declare a default and record and serve on them what's called a notice of default. Once a notice of default is recorded, you have 90 days that must transpire before you can record what's called a notice of sale. Once a notice of sale is recorded and served upon the property owner, then 20 days must transpire before you can sell the property on the courthouse steps. That's what's required. In my client's case here in Riverside, they were attempting to save money and do the foreclosure sale on their own, which they did, but unbeknownst to them, the second deed of trust holder on the property was more sophisticated than they were, and realized that they had followed the improper procedure and used the improper contents for both the notice of default and notice of sale, and were able to petition the court, file a lawsuit to have the court enjoin the foreclosure sale to keep their second deed of trust from being eroded after the foreclosure and stop the foreclosure sale dead in its tracks. Now, obviously for my clients that was devastating because they had a buyer waiting to buy the property. The buyer subsequently went away with the litigation and the lis pendens that was filed on the property. But all that could have been avoided had the proper procedures and statutory requirements been complied with. So you want to consider, as a first or second deed of trust holder that is looking to foreclose on a property owner because of their non-payment, it's really not beneficial or not helpful for you, or even less expensive for you, to try to foreclose on the property on your own, or to enlist the services of some paralegal or some third-party outfit on the internet to do that. You really want somebody, whether it's myself or some other attorney, to handle the foreclosure for you that knows what they're doing. Because in the long run, that will save you ultimately in legal fees and costs, time if you're looking to sell or resell that property, and also to ensure that you don't have challenges to the sale once it's taken place, either in terms of other deed of trust holders, by the prior property owner after you foreclose, or even subsequent property owners that purchase the house from you when title's not clear. So you want to make sure all those aspects are covered for you, especially here in Riverside, where prices are depressed typically in the Inland Empire 50% as they are through Southern California and California in general, but more prominently here in the Inland Empire. When you're dealing with that kind of situation, every dollar counts. I want you to pay attention to those things. Hopefully this small video helped you, give you some things to consider when you're looking to foreclose on a property. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. I'd be happy to speak with you.